Good afternoon on for some of you, icy, for others, snowy, for all of you, except for Newport southward, a very, very cold day as Arctic air is feeding into Pacific moisture, marching inland, and we're getting the combination of a mixture of wintry precipitation out there. It's coming up on 1 o'clock as I just give you an update. So far, I think the forecast that we really haven't altered much the last couple of days is pretty much on track to be a good guide as the storm continues this afternoon. At some point this evening winds down. Some of the weather modeling shows the precipitation starting to break up as early as 8 or 9 o'clock. Others kind of keep it going more like 10 o'clock or so, but overnight, all models show the storm quickly ending and we'll wake up to dry weather tomorrow. So that has not changed. This is the radar. I realize it does not have city names on it, kind of out of my control, but if you can follow my cursor, here it is, and let me move it in. So right here is Portland, and this is the white and blue color. This is pretty much all snow falling. Here is the southern edge of I-205. So now we're down into Wilsonville, and this is either freezing rain or sleet, or at least a mixture of sleet and snow, but some sort of ice. This extends down I-5, down through Marion County, all the way down to Eugene. We've got icing reported in northern Lincoln County, all of Tillamook County, and up into Astoria. And again, the snow zone, pretty much all of Southwest Washington, that's what's happening. Now, let me take a moment. See the outline right here between ice and snow? Right here, this is Pacific moisture. It's being thrown in. So why the distinct line? And this line of snow and ice may or may not change much this afternoon. Remember, we have cold east winds gusting as high as 70 miles per hour in the gorge today. There's a blizzard warning for the gorge. We've already had winds gusting approaching 50 miles per hour at the airport in Troutdale. This is the gorge outflow area. So we talked about this yesterday. As this cold air flows out of the gorge into the valley, it holds a pretty good vertical depth of cold air that's also coming with very dry air in terms of dew points. And it's kind of holding its own while the Pacific moisture tries to throw into it. But the cold air from the Arctic would always win this battle. So the depth of the cold air vertically, thanks to cold air shooting out of the gorge, is what's producing this outline. By the time you get up over the coast range to the Coast Range summit and then down into the beaches, it's all ice. You've lost some of that gorge outflow of coldness. By the time you get down to I-205 and then the southern edge of I-205, and then south down into Marion County and Lynn County and Lane counties, you're away from the gorge and you've lost some of that depth of coldness and you're getting sleet and freezing rain. So that's interesting. I said on KGW Sunrise Show this morning, and I hope I said it here yesterday too, that the farther north you went up into Clark County today, the better the bet that you wouldn't see any ice hardly. It would almost be all snow. And as you drop, and Portland would actually be kind of a mix of sleet, snow, sleet, snow. That may or may not happen. That's either going to happen or it's going to continue to be mostly snow. And then as you got south of Portland down into Salem and then south to Albany, et cetera, it would be primarily maybe some snow, but a mixture of freezing rain and sleet. So for the most part, that's a pretty good forecast that's holding on. This is kind of old school, and you may not be able to read these numbers depending on how you're watching the stream, but this is what they call the hourly roundup. It's the hourly reports that come out every hour from PDX. So this was back at 2 o'clock. Portland had light snow, 17 degrees, and east wind at PDX of 40 with a wind chill of -3. Wow. Astoria was freezing rain, 27, wind chill of 16. Salem was mixed precipitation. Salem's mostly been freezing rain, sleet, with the north wind of 16 and wind chill of 6. Eugene, which had been mostly ice, was actually reporting some light snow. Troutdale, east wind gusting to 44, wind chill 4 below zero, light snow 16. Hood River, we know the gorge is all snow 9 degrees, light snow, the Dow 7. Over in Central Oregon, we know Central Oregon and the Cascades, all snow. Bend, again, Central Oregon under a winter storm warning for the accumulation of snow during the day. Light snow at 2 o'clock, or excuse me, at 1 o'clock, pardon me. 1 degree, and not enough wind to produce a wind chill factor, really. Very cold across the state. There's Baker City at 4 degrees. Portland Metro, kind of a better bird's eye view. There's Portland 16 light snow, Salem 19 light snow mist, Vancouver. Notice the tarmac up here at Vancouver's Pearson Airfield. You can see pavement because that's along the Columbia River and the east winds are blowing this light, dry snow around where it's having a hard time sticking. One of the reasons I thought it was going to be tough to pinpoint the actual depth of accumulation. Everybody's cold. Everybody's cold. Here's Hillsboro, 18 degrees, light snow, east winds, northeast at 13 miles per hour. Very, very cold. Behind my shoulder, what you're looking at is the colored map, the warning map from the National Weather Service. And here's that same map on the stream. And if you follow my cursor, if you look carefully, you can see a red color from Hood River all the way to about the Sandy River. That's the West Gorge to Hood River under a blizzard warning for accumulating snow as much as at least 6, maybe a foot in some spots, and those 50 to 70 mile per hour winds. If you look down here at the bright dark purple color from Albany to Eugene and up into parts of the Coast Range, that's the ice storm warning for what's been mostly freezing rain and sleet. And then the rest of us in this general kind of pinkish tone with the basic winter storm warning. More of a mixed and not as much as heavy precipitation at the coast, so not in the winter storm warning, but in a winter weather advisory. But the storm warning extends up until the Kelso area. All right, some live cameras for you. You can see the snow on the docks from the Portland Spirit Landing in downtown Portland. And there's snow on the ground, but again, the wind's blowing it. It's really dry, fluffy snow. Hard to really get some accumulations taking hold in this. The precip rates just go nutty crazy. And again, we talked about this yesterday. In fact, look out at Camas Meadows Golf Course. I think this has been mostly snow for them, but it's blowing around and there's just not much anywhere. Isn't that crazy? But they've had 40 to even 50 mile per hour wind gusts out this direction. Crazy. I love this picture. It's my favorite. The Oregon Garden in Silverton. I think this has been a mix of some sleet and snow. Definitely cold and definitely precipitating out there, right? Here's a deeper look at not a ton of snow, but probably at least 3 inches covering up the grass for the most part. This is Indian Creek Golf Course in Hood River, which is where that blizzard warning begins. And a good bet they're going to at least get 6 inches in Hood River. And again, that forecast is 6 to 12, but tough to tell if you're going to get much more than 6 out there. Here is the, again, this is my weather site, portlandweather.com. I love my weather site, the way I designed it, because it's got individual pages giving you tons of information for individual areas of the Northwest. Here's the Oregon coast. Astoria currently 27, Lincoln City 31, light snow, Newport 33. Newport's been hanging around freezing all day. And Lincoln City, not that bad at 31, but then definitely below freezing up in Clatsop County. The forecast moving forward, by the way, for the coast, becoming dry tonight, 25 degrees along the north coast, mostly sunny, getting above freezing tomorrow, 37, and staying dry with a cold morning, but above freezing temperatures on Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day. There's the view from the Channel House down in Depot Bay, where temperatures are probably right around the freezing mark. And some of the coast range is really snowy. In fact, let me look at this camera. I think I can click it. Yeah, there's the Sunset Rest Area. That's Highway 26 on the east slope of the Coast Range, 16 degrees at 1,400 feet. Very, very snowy, very, very slow going. Looks like ODOT has been out, likely doing some plowing of that road. Here's the Columbia River Gorge. Colder here, of course. The Dalles 7, Hood River 9, Cascade Locks 9. It's all snow. There's I-84, Hood River. Again, and there's Cascade Locks. It's an icy roadway. The snow's blowing off the pavement, but it's really icy. Here's some of those travel cameras. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and click on Hood River I-84. I mean, it's cold. It's icy. You can see the pavement a little bit, but, a little misleading there perhaps. And I think I can go ahead and let's click on Corbett and see what the winds are doing. It's going to show you what the winds are doing in Corbett. Yeah, here's northeast winds. They've had gusts as high as 72, 73 miles per hour since 10 o'clock this morning. Currently, northeast winds gusting to 55. So that's the blizzard warning in play. Current temperature is 8 degrees. The wind chill well below zero. Wind chills in the gorge all set to be down to -15. Current wind chill, there's -13. So that's just terrific weather. Again, that was Corbett. And then up on the mountain, this is cold. There's Mount Hood Meadows, -3. Ski Bowl's -4. Here's the ODOT camera at Government Camp, Highway 26, -3 degrees. Very snowy, very slick. -2, probably -2, minus temperature the rest of the day, -4 tonight. With sunshine and winds easing, maybe getting up to 20 tomorrow. And then the winds will be quite a bit lighter up there, certainly on Monday. Actually, even tomorrow, the winds will start to calm down during the day up on Mount Hood. Again, there's Siskiyou Summit going south. I can bring this up. That's gotten into the winter snow as well. 29, 30 degrees, very, very snow packed. out in, if anybody's watching us from Eastern Oregon, there's Cabbage Hill and the Blues right there, -3 degrees. Wow, that's really cold stuff. Um, and I think, because I want to, again, we've got quite a few people that now watch us over in Central Oregon, which of course we love, and it's everybody's potential favorite spot in the entire state. Okay, there's Bend at 1 degree right now. 1 degree. What are they showing? Winter storm warning. You've accumulated some snow today. Again, it's tough to tell how much snow is falling because the wind's blowing it around. Tomorrow, all dry. 8 tonight, 28 tomorrow, 29 Dr. Martin Luther King Monday. Temperatures hold steady during the day to falling. And then Tuesday, 28 to 36. Again, that's really, really, really cold stuff over in Central Oregon as well. Okay, Portland 7-day. This is just meant to kind of give you a taste of what the conditions are out there. We're in the teens the rest of the day. The 20-degree temperature was the high earlier this morning. Tonight, 13, 27 tomorrow, 16 to 32 Monday. It could be Tuesday noonish or even early afternoon before we get back up to freezing or above freezing for the first time. How about that? The system coming in Tuesday evening, Wednesday morning looks weak. We may or may not get a little bit of wintry mix of precip with that. And then right now I've got some significant warming after that system, as we'll be firmly back into Pacific flow on Thursday and Friday. So, that is your update. Again, there's the radar. Snow in the Portland area mostly. Sleet and freezing rain, Mid-Valley, South Valley. Pretty much all snow up in Southwest Washington. And my home up in Vancouver, you can't see the grass anymore. So I know we've got 3 solid inches on the ground. A reminder, my forecast gives a range of 3-inch depth, generally of some sort of sleet, freezing rain, snow, but 3-inch depth of whatever it is on the ground, to as much as an 8-inch depth. If you get 8 inches, you've had mostly snow. Best chance to see that's up in Southwest Washington. And that's until the storm ends this evening. I did have some reports. Let me read those to you if you're still listening. Tillamook reports of 1/4 of an inch of freezing rain icing on power lines and surfaces, etc. 2 inches of snow out on the west side in Washington County, Cornelius. We've got pushing 3, as I mentioned, in my home up here in the Philida, Hazeldale area of Clark County. An inch of snow, or now more, of snow and ice in Salem. Some of these reports were before the noon hour. And then Corbett we saw Corbett's winds already, that they've had some gusts to 70+ miles per hour today. All right, with that, wish you a warm spot to hunker down. It'll be dry tomorrow, but it will still be cold. And of course, the roadways are still going to be icy. I'm meteorologist Rod Hill. Thanks for subscribing, if you haven't done so, to my YouTube channel. And I'll talk to you soon.